Howdy friends, Tadas here with Insomnia next door. So one of the questions that one's bound to eventually ask, what is it that I can eat to sleep better? And if you're like me, you must have explored many things, and uh, it's not very easy sometimes to connect the dots between what I ate and how I slept. Because one day you could be eating totally right, what you think is right, and not sleeping good, and the next day you're eating something funny, and then you actually slept okay. And the reason for that is that there is a delay between how our body reacts to food and how it manifests when it comes to nighttime as effects that it has on our sleep. So over the years, I've really narrowed it down to one simple truth, and that's very difficult to dispute. That in order to sleep better, you first of all have to address the underlying cause, what's keeping you from sleeping good in the first place. And let me tell you what I mean by that. Insomnia has, I don't know, countless root causes, because sleep is usually just a symptom of a health condition that's really kind of percolating underneath our skin, right? So the worst part sometimes is when all that you feel as far as the outward expression of your health problem is sleep, is insomnia, right? And this is where it's difficult to connect the dots. But for example, I was kind of lucky. Then I developed gut issues, liver issues, neurological issues. So I knew like, okay, obviously these two are running together, and looks like insomnia is more connected to a deeper issue. So basically, what I'm seeing is this: if the reason is something like a gut condition, like let's say SIBO or fungal overgrowth, like SIFO, Candida, and so on and so on, what you're dealing with is internal toxins, so-called endotoxins, that are activating your immune system, activating your adrenals, basically your flight or fight response, right? Your body is in a state of overwhelm and inflammation that's kicking up at night, and it's waking you up, right? But we're not really able to connect the dots so easily. Or for example, besides the obvious, like stress in life and lifestyle, these, I'm not even focusing on these on this channel. I'm focusing on things that are deep, like toxicities, right? And like, for example, I'm dealing with mercury toxicity and other heavy metals probably. So with chelation, my sleep has recovered quite a bit, but I'm still able to stir the pot to the point where my quality of sleep goes down again. So I've learned this: if my liver works well, I sleep better. If my digestion works well, I sleep better. And and there's all these different layers that you can chipping at to sleep better. There's not one pill, not one approach, not one solution fix for all of this. And this is something that I really would like to emphasize, that we're kind of trained by the medical establishment to take a pill and get rid of something. Or now the functional medicine is just as bad in that respect, that if you take a supplement, you're able to fix something. But here's the thing: a car and a human body, they're like as multiple systems working together in the orchestra, supporting one organ, supporting each other, feeding each, and so on and so on. So whenever you have a failure, it's not a one part failure, like an organ or like a gut or a heart, or it's usually like whenever if you look at the body, it works as a wholesome structure. It's like every part is affected by a weak chain, like if you see in a basic technology in a car, right? So that's why usually just taking one supplement, like a B vitamin, it doesn't really help. You may feel a temporary effect, but it won't last, because it doesn't address the root cause. So the most suitable diet to support your sleep is obviously that which supports your underlying cause behind your health issue in the first place. So if it's SIBO, then you eat something that supports your healing from SIBO, or candida, or you have autoimmune issues and you're triggered by food sensitivities, right? Like dairy, gluten, whatever. I mean, thiols, sulfur, histamines. So you're doing everything. A good sign is that if you feel better during the day, you will sleep better during the night. So if you eat so you feel better and you kind of listen to your body and to your symptoms, then this is how you manage also your diet for better sleep. So for example, personally, as an example, I cannot tolerate gluten well, dairy, but mostly because of the sulfur, thiols to be more precise, and all these other foods that have thiols, right? And high histamine foods and so on. And I noticed that if I eat diet that doesn't really eliminate but minimize these things, I feel better during the day, and then my liver obviously feels easier at night, and I sleep better. So it's that's the most important point, to customize your diet according to your overall health condition, and experiment with it, right? This is something that nobody will able to figure out but you. And keep in mind that there is that delay of what you eat today and how you sleep the next day or the third day afterwards. So that's very important, actually, because that can save you from a lot of insanity. There's not an immediate effect. You have to give it a time for it to manifest. So if you choose a specific diet, give it 2 or 3 days, and then see how you sleep 2 or 3 nights later. That's usually a good way to go about it. And in addition, of course, you want to pick a diet that works around your food sensitivities, and most importantly, is low inflammatory diet. You can look this up online. Low inflammation is key to better sleep, and you would be surprised how much inflammation is caused by the foods that we consume. I'm not even talking about alcohol, deep fried things, but just general things that are not suitable, that are causing a reaction within our body, or either allergic or inflammatory response that adds all this extra burden to our liver and the nervous system at night. One little trick that works very good for me is to stop eating after 6 p.m. And it's not for everybody, I know, but for me it works better because it gives enough time for the digestion to do its work and to relieve the liver at night, where it's the most active time for the liver to cleanse and detox. So the last thing you also want to add is more burden of digestion. So it's very, very good to stop eating at 6. And then after a while, I promise you, you kind of just get used to it and you don't even want to look at food when it comes to nighttime. Now, there's one exception here, that if your sleep is dependent on steady sugar levels, and for example, your liver is not able to store enough glycogen at night, then you may want to have a little snack. Usually that's what diabetes doctors say before you go to bed, something with sugar, like a piece of pear or whatever, whatever works for you to stabilize the sugars. But I think it's not really a long-term solution. It's just kind of a little hack overall, but it's even way more important to allow your digestion to rest and heal throughout the night. And then when you wake up, you're actually hungry, and kind of go from there. That's all for now. Leave me comments or questions if you want to chat more about this. Good luck. I hope you sleep better soon. Bye.